What is going on, Reddit Peeps? So today's video is actually kind of talking about the meta and, kind of out with the old, in with the new, or in this case, back in with the old. And you can see here that Demeter's going to kick this video off and out with the new on some level, because I think some bots need to kind of rotate out, and Demeter's one of those bots that I think can be rotated back in. It should have been rotated back in many months ago. If you guys were tracking kind of the progression of the drop in the number of Yang Li pilots that were out there. So I'm going to talk about old and new and old. And then I have some test server as well, some test server footage that I think is worth kind of talking about, because that's also just around the corner with 8.4 and the release of Mars. So kind of how Mars fits within the scape. So I think the Demeter itself really got a great boost to its presence with the new weapons that we've had. So I really love pairing mine with the maces, mainly because the explosion damage charges it up pretty rapidly if you've got a new camp, and even if not, it works really well from a brawling perspective. So I would say this Demeter build, and I think all of us got a free Demeter, most of the Reddit folks at least, as a giveaway prize from Pix. So you've likely got that. So let's transition over to the Seraph. The new pilot has neck breaking speed. Is it Fafnir level? Sort of, kinda. Is it the same level of absurdity as the Fafnir? No. I mean, my argument here is, yeah, you can certainly tank it up, but the real tank build is actually with the Trixie, not with the this speed demon blonde one that just came out, whose name I can't even remember, and that's why you guys love me, because I don't remember half these things. So I'm running both. I haven't run two of any bots since the Fafnir chapter of the meta, so that is an interesting development, and that's why I started reflecting on meta old and new and new and old. You can also see here Ravana old is also coming back. So sure, Seraph is definitely going to be a growing meta for sure, especially with the speed that's been given to it with the new pilot, and there may be another pilot out there, right? But the Demeters, the Ravanas, so hint, 3 medium weapons. Just build those up actually, frankly, today, because it's Wednesday the 31st, and we've got a 40% overdrive. I think it's definitely time to take advantage of those 3 medium slots and those 2 old meta bots that are now new meta. For sure. So Seraph, if you've got one or built one by now, I mean, I've gotten so many comps just from normal spins, free spins. I managed to build a second one for free. The first one, of course, was kind of a bit of a grind. So the puncher build is definitely my fave. You can go to Inked's BBT. He did 2 versions, and I think, if I recall correctly, Punchers won by a landslide. That's what you guys voted for, and they really are great. So I also run it with 2 decays, and I like the decays because that third shot with the decay, or any of those weapons, those energy weapons, kicks. It really does. You require a lot of pilot skills, so if you're just starting, I would highly recommend not using those weapons, because the auto aiming is not great. It's meant for skilled pilots. So flying and aiming with a decay or a hazard or a blight is difficult. Not obviously we're talking about a Seraph, but I'm just talking about the weapons in general. So okay, so Seraph has brought back Titan killing. However, old and new meta, and there was a post earlier this week about the best Titan killing bot. Hello, Hawk, one MK3'd, and frankly, with a tier 4 weapon, is putting out 200 plus K damage, and that's I don't even know if that's with the new camp or not. Honestly, somebody might in the comments below just correct me or not. So there's no amazing like Titan killing bot. I think Fafnir, Seraph, and Hawk are all the same in my eyes, and frankly, the one that has the strongest and largest amount of non-flight slash non or on the ground non in the active mode weaponry is the Hawk. In fact, 2 heavies, 2 lights. The 4 mediums, the Fafnir, come pretty close, but it depends on the weapon class too, since we have a lot of imbalanced heavy, medium, light situations here. So I don't retire any of those. If you've got a Hawk, you've built a Hawk, you've won a Hawk, you got a Faffy, you got to just be smart and use these big, huge, like monolithic rocks that are to your left, right, and center. So that's what, you know, drives the gameplay. It's not like you've got the most meta amazing bot, so it's not out with the old. You bring back those old ones in, and frankly the quad mace Fafnir is one of my go-tos, and I rotate them out here and there often enough. Will I run 3 Fafnirs ever again? No. But then again, if everybody's bringing Demeters back in, if after watching this video, maybe I will, because obviously the Igor, is it Igor? I forget that pilot's name, the big Russian dude with the 6-packs. When that dude, you know, is there, eats, you know, he eats through those shields. He's your Yang Li for Fafnir. So okay, now let's talk Titans. I think this new Ravana Titan, my Indian referenced Indra, the go-to Indian goddess that I just am absolutely in love with, is meta shifting, but luckily the Titans have been rebalanced and retweaked, and everybody was up in arms about it. But you have to think about it. You release a new Titan that can be meta shifting, you have to rebalance, right? So yeah, it sucks. The Groms and Squalls got mildly rejiggered a little. But I think obviously the Vajra Mahavajra are extremely powerful up close. Look at this, up close. But the point here is it's up close, not from far. These are bubbles that are distributed in the air. So if you think about it, the bubbles float. You ain't gonna hit anybody unless you're up close, and I'm sure most of you have played with like bubbles before. That's kind of how it works. So I think the mechanics align with the strength of the weapons. You could wipe this Indra out right now with a triple striker or a triple lantern Sharanga. So Indian on Indian violence is condoned in this game. It's happens frequently. So yes, Sharanga has been, you know, brought down to whatever the purple T3 level, but it's still bloody strong, and I'm running it with either Gargantuas or Lanterns and loving it. This is also a good build. There are a ton of Lucador builds like this as well, and that's going to actually be what breaks the meta from a Titan perspective. So I foresee, in my opinion, this is again, these views are simply my opinion, not the view of any other mods or any other Pixonic employees or anything else, because I am not in any of the secret closed doors conversations with the developers. But my opinion is Luca's going to probably get adjusted a little to offset the Mahavajra and Vajra, because I don't think those weapons need to be nerfed. I think it's the bot, as you can see here, is still strong. Okay. So, a little unknown bot that some of you may or may not have built. Hades is back in Fury, in my opinion, and I think Adrian even posted a video about this a long time ago, not even a long time ago, 2 weeks ago, and I had been running my Hades for a couple of weeks, and I was like, hey man, that's crazy, I'm doing the same thing. The reason why is because it is... frankly, the Pantheon bots have an impenetrable shield, and with the drop in Yang Li and other shield breaking pilots, It's back. Anyways, let's look at the beauty of this map. Well done, developers. It looks great. So my Hades will overlook all of it with the decay and 2 blights. So this is my go-to build for the Hades. Worth considering bringing old bots back into the new meta. Let's see how I did. 7.8, not too bad. Okay, cool. So let's turn to the new sexy stuff, the fun toys, the Mars. So just test server footage that I'm gonna use as a talking point. Again, who the heck is running a low key and test serve, like, for real? Why does this keep on happening? Okay, so Mars, according to Pix, has the most difficult programming special ability, i.e. the turret, that they've had thus far. I love the turret because when you drop it, you speed up, and so having like 3 medium weapons, again, hint hint, 3 medium weapons on a bot that's flying at your face with okay health is pretty powerful. So the Mars itself to me reminds me of like just a Leo light. That's what I'm gonna call it. And so quite honestly, I think the weapon setup is pretty balanced. It's going to be obviously the devil in the detail here will be the pilot that comes out in the next event. So not this pilot event, but 8.5 I assume will be some sort of meta breaking ability. I'm not sure what it would be. Maybe the turret will fire faster, or maybe the turret will blow up more, or maybe there's enhanced DR when the turret is dropped, which I could see as actually a pretty straightforward pilot skill. Actually, that's brilliant. Pix, can I get credit for that? Like $1 million silver for that idea. No, but seriously, the Mars as a new meta here I'm using with the old igniters to just give you guys some ideas is not a bad idea, and I think the Aegis on it is decent enough. You basically have a slow Typhon with a turret that fires, and the turret is not really meta breaking. Now, what is interesting is I've loaded an executioner module on each one of these, and let's actually see if it works or not. I'm just going to show you guys the whatchamacallit, the Scorpion with it. The executioner could probably get really annoying, especially if sacked. But given the way the bingo box and the events have been going, the release of these weapons is going to be super duper slow. At the same time, I just fired that pirate ship. You can see the ice cloud it released. That is pretty sick, and I think that could be definitely something that may change items. So what is going to be new and what will be the new meta? It's tough to obviously predict. These lockdown weapons, there's snowballs that freeze you basically or something, can definitely in a pair of 4 be something that is catastrophic. The lockdown seems to be okay at level 8, so I mean MK3 maybe they'll be horribly miserably nasty, but I'm not that concerned about them. But the Mars bot itself right now without a pilot is balanced. So I think if I were to give you guys a takeaway from this video is to level 3 medium weapons for either Demeter, Ravana, or Mars. And if you win one, great, you got 3 weapons. If you don't, try to aim to build one by then. And by now you should. Ideally 6 mediums would be great, because if you all have a Demeter, then you kind of already have that there. All right, so let's address the elephant in the room. Elephant being these 3 Scotties. I think it's pretty obvious these were nerfed to Oblivion during the Fafnir. I think that was an executioner that just fired off, by the way. They were nerfed to Oblivion. I would not recommend building these. Buttons would even be better over this. So I don't think I finished my thought on the Executioner, primarily because I'm old and senile, but also because I got distracted by other elements of this game. So Executioner stacked, like I had mentioned, will be disastrous. I think we can safely say that getting one, especially if they put it in the bingo box, will be pretty lethal, but it depends on the bot that it's put on. But I suspect there's going to be an Executioner and then a defense module that prevents the Executioner from functioning properly. So let's take it in stride. I'm not happy about it either. I hope it gets eliminated or reduced in large capacity. And this goddamn Loki, Jesus Christ, like, come on, who is this guy that's running the Loki? Like, dude, seriously, every test server video I post, there's a guy in a Loki. I think it's the same dude too, and he seems to follow me around in all these videos. Okay, so new meta Titan. Let's bring it back home to our Heimdall. So this build here was slightly adjusted in the spread. You can see the spread here. The Heimdall, I say with a German accent as an American born Indian. I hope you guys appreciate my German accent. So the Heimdall it's better. It's just, again, this goes back to my earlier assertion, it's not a Luca. So you're not going to be, I think the extra healing on it has helped immensely. I think the shield needs to be strengthened just slightly. But, Heimdall and Heimdall violence, let's see what happens here. I think the suppression of 75% for a few seconds helps immensely. If you know how to use a Heimdall correctly and the new rate of missile fire, and the battle, whatever, attack mode, really have made it strong, but have not made it a tank or like the strength of, let's say, a whatchamacallit, a Lucador. Now, against the Muromits, if you can hide and you stay behind barriers like this big barrier to my right, you will survive. But I think you can bring your Heimdalls back, but just know it's semi-soft. It doesn't have the tankiness of an Arthur, so if you're kind of a newer player, like the Arthur just has a stronger shield, and it certainly doesn't have the healing ability behind barriers like the Nodens, and the Nodens was buffed by 7%. But I killed that Heimdall, haha! I don't know if that makes me the better player or just more persistent. But, going up against Lucas, as you can see here, can get tricky. And I don't know where the good build is. I think we need a good build for the Heimdall to break. It may be the Vajras. Maybe a quad Vajra, I wouldn't know. But if I had 4 Vajras and I was running it, maybe quad Vajra is where it's at. But you can see here when the Luca drops, the Heimdall also essentially drops. So new meta, if you've got a Luca, keep on using it. It may get nerfed again, but the Heimdall for sure is getting better, but not perfect. Okay, so I want to wrap up with a quick blip on this turret and this ability, because I don't know if you guys have seen what it actually does. This was a failed game in test serve, so basically everybody was frozen and stupid and staring at each other. So I just figured, why don't we use this as a kind of a concluding clip. This is definitely not a Shiva short take video, so if you guys have hung out this far, thank you. If not, there will be a TLDR, I'm sure, post somewhere. The turret itself launches off the head and basically seems to be a separate firing mechanism, as I'm going to try to show you guys right here. So these little efforts just firing away. So you basically gain a like a drone. Is it at the capacity or level of the Bee Stinger drone or the Octanian? I don't think so, but it's there. So the rest of these clips will be just kind of showing the turret in action. I thought it was kind of cute. I think a pilot that this turret's still going. A pilot that over indexes on the turret or increases the fire rate of the turret or increases the power of the turret, or a pilot that increases the damage resistance of the bot while in the turret mode or turret drop mode, will definitely make this a very formidable bot to face in the new meta. So I would say conclusions, thoughts, new versus old. Build those 3 or 6 mediums up. All these guys are frozen, so I'm going to just drop turrets around and show you guys how long it takes to kill anybody. He's still going. He's still going. He's like the Energizer Bunny. Can't even wipe out, let's say, this is a level 8 turret, right? Can't even wipe out a Rochi. Build those 6 mediums. You know, let's brace ourselves for the Executioner. Let's hope it doesn't spread and it's only in bingo box, not even the bingo box, the master, whatever, winning special prize line, horizontal line box. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. You guys have probably caught some of these YouTube videos I do every other week. If you haven't, please do. We have some great YouTubers. All right, thanks Reddit peeps. Hope you enjoyed the vid, and we'll catch you guys later.